thoughts on the game, Coach?
I thought it was a good challenge for us coming off of finals. It was funny going into this game. None of our players have been part of a Marquette Milwaukee game, and just trying to prepare them for what this game is. We played a lot of these when I was an assistant, and I feel like whenever we played them, Milwaukee always came in and played their best. And I thought Milwaukee played very well today. I thought they played really hard. They had some kids make some shots that made it hard for us. And I think this was a good challenge for us. Obviously our last couple games we've played really well. We've won by large margins, and to have a game where it wasn't easy for us the whole time, we had to make some adjustments due to the credit of Milwaukee. I think it was really good for us. And lastly, it was nice just to see us respond out of timeouts, respond out of that timeout I took in the second quarter when I really challenged our defense.
Yeah, I was going to ask about that. Obviously, I think the only time they led was when they made that three to, lead 28-27. You call the timeout. I think I counted 11 consecutive stops after that.
Yeah.
Just what went on in that timeout to kind of spark that defensive run, get carried over into the third quarter as well. Just, what kind of was said there?
I just challenged our players. They weren't doing anything that we weren't prepared for. And that's when you get frustrated as a coach. If a team comes out and they're doing what we prepared for and we're allowing them to do it well, I just felt like we could be better. And so that was the biggest challenge. They're doing what we expected. We have to raise our level. I thought our urgency wasn't great in contesting. I thought our activity defensively wasn't great. I thought our ball pressure wasn't great. And I just challenged them. And again, one thing I love about this team is when you challenge them, they step up. They want to be good. They want to please us as coaches. They want to execute. And just sometimes they just need those reminders.
Their leading scorer, Casey Baumhauer, you guys held her to just 5 points. What did you like about the way your team stepped up and was able to close out on her and make it difficult on her all day?
I thought we played her personnel well. We essentially said we weren't going to help off her. We wanted to make everything tough for her. She's shooting the ball really well. She can shoot it from deep. And it was a little deceiving off the bounce. And so our biggest thing was anything she was going to score against us, we wanted it to be difficult. And, this is a game too where we switched some, so we had different people on her. And sometimes that's challenging with personnel when you have multiple players playing her within a possession. Each one of those players has to remember her personnel and play it correctly. And I thought we did a good job of that.
Another career high for Lee today, 21 points. She was efficient as well. Just how have you seen her just come into her own on the offensive end of the floor here over the past, couple months, or ever since you've been coaching her, really?
I just think so much of it for her is confidence and belief. We have just tried to pour confidence into her since we've taken over this job, let her know that we believe in her. And, now that we're understanding her game better, putting her in really good positions. I thought we did a good job today just putting her at the right spots. And Lee just does such a great job of getting to her spot and then making a good decision when she gets to her spot. If it's the time she should score, she scores. If it's the time that she should create for someone else, she does that. And then she's just relentless in other areas. She's really stepped up her defensive game, her deflections, and just the way she flies around. Effort is one of our core values, and I'm not sure there's any player on our team that exemplifies that more than Lee.
With her offensive game, obviously she's almost built like a forward in a way, but then she can, create like a guard, pass like a guard. Just how dynamic does that really make her offensive game as a whole? Just, when you combine all those tools together.
Yeah, her versatility is what makes her so good. It's difficult to guard her. You can't put somebody small on her because her post-up game is really good. If you put somebody bigger on her, she has deceiving foot speed and smarts to be able to get by you. And then again, she makes great plays, and that's what makes her so good. She doesn't force everything. She's bought into playing the way we want to play, which is for and with each other. And so she's been able to just, again, get to those right spots and make the right decisions. And that's so much what makes her dangerous. It's easy to look at a player that just scores, and understand their value to the team. But a player like her that can do so many more things just enhances her value.
You mentioned kind of in your opening statement that a lot of your wins, like lately, have been coming, by larger margins. Mm-hmm. Milwaukee obviously didn't roll over and die by any means. I think they got it to as close as 10 maybe in the third or fourth quarter. Just what did you like about the way you guys were able to close it out? What kind of a learning experience can that provide, even though it was a win? This wasn't easy, but we closed it out.
Agree. It's important to get tested. And again, I anticipated to get Milwaukee's best, and I thought that they played very well today. And so I think we needed that. We needed to have some adversity. We needed to, there was one point in a timeout where I told our team, offensively in our last couple games, it's been easy. That's not realistic. It's certainly not going to be realistic in the Big East, and we have to be able to still execute and stay the course and do what we're supposed to do when it's not easy. We had some balls not fall today that typically would fall. We were a little sluggish from finals. Okay, we'll find a different way to make plays. And again, you need all of those lessons through this non-conference to prepare us for what's ahead.
Just my last question for you. Obviously, through this 7-game win streak, I think last weekend you had a quote that, obviously it's 6 games, but it hasn't been easy. It's up to 7 now. Just in your coaching career as a whole, how have you kind of seen, streaks like this with a group this new to each other, streaks like this be able to help, propel that confidence, right, heading into a Big East play that might be tougher than what you're seeing now?
Right, and so I agree. I mean, that's again kind of how we built the schedule and what we hoped that we would get from it. When you look at all of our inexperience that kind of was coming together, so many different pieces, we felt the number one thing we needed to accomplish in the non-conference was to gain confidence and belief in each other. And we feel really good about how that's come together. And we've had some tough games and we've learned from our losses. We've had some adversity games where we've been able to overcome and win. And then we've had some games where, things have just been clicking on all cylinders. And I think when you build all those experiences together and challenge our kids throughout that time, you're able to get a team that, again, they just really believe in each other and they believe in what we're doing. And that goes a long way. I mean, again, certainly adversity is going to come. Things are going to get tougher. We know how hard the Big East play is. But we feel if we can walk into Big East play, and obviously we're not there yet, we have 2 more really important games, but we can walk in there with some confidence. That's half the battle for us.